Welcome back.
Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, Ted. How are you, my friend?
Oh, it's good. I just have a little cup of tea here. My new favorite mug I got for Christmas.
Wow, that's a cool looking mug. Does that say the Salesforce Saga?
It says the Salesforce Saga. Check it out. There I am, little self-portrait. There you are.
Man, is that some shades and the Cuban link chain, Ted?
Absolutely.
So now we know how you do when you go to the concerts.
Oh, I've seen Raekwon actually in concert, so I don't know what I can say about that.
The woo, hollering woo forever. What? Look, man. Hopefully everything has been going well with you. And
it has.
We've landed on episode 8.
This is the end of season 1, Jay. I can't believe it.
I know, that's what I was going to say. Episode 8 is a special episode. That's bringing us to the end of the first season, you know? And
incredible.
It is, because when we set out, I'm pretty sure both of us had some ideas about how we thought that this thing would go. So I'm going to kick it off with that. Ted, when we first kicked this thing off, you and I came together to say, hey, let's get this podcast going. We're going to get it moving.
Yeah.
Where did you think it would go? Like, in your mind, just where did you think it'd go?
I was so excited at first, and then when it became real, I became really scared. I think I said that when I shared it on LinkedIn the first time. I'm like, I can't believe we're actually doing this. Like, I am doing a podcast. Like, what is going on with that? So, where did I think it would go? Like, I didn't know if it was going to make it through the first season or not. I mean, this is like truly something that I had no background in at all. So from my personal standpoint, it was just a complete unknown. And I'm not like some crazy guy going down the street, like just making friends with strangers like that. You just don't even know. But like, that's what we did. So like, that's two things. Like we met each other and we somehow decided to make this commitment, but we didn't know really what each other like was gonna do. And then I was so scared about doing something like this with no background in it. It's not like I've done anything like this before. So I really have to say, like, I was kind of wishy-washy how it would actually go. And so throughout this, it's been better and harder, I think, than I thought it would be. Like, it's hard to learn this new technology and to think of topics and to try to be like somewhat entertaining, like on the show. So it was hard, but I think it's better because like the bond that we have, not to turn this into some love fest, but like the bond that we've developed over these weeks and months has been really great. So if everything stops and we don't have a podcast, in the future, which is I don't think going to happen, but I do think that we've made a connection and we've become friends. So I'm very happy about that. But anyway,
yeah.
What about you?
Nice. Look, I like how you just threw me in your reference. You say I'm not the crazy guy walking down the street making friends with everybody. That's me. I'm the crazy guy walking down the street. My wife and family, they call me the mayor of wherever we go because I'm always shaking hands and kissing babies, and I seem to know everyone, which isn't the case, right? I'm just kind of outgoing like that. But yeah, look, I kind of agree with you. This whole thing has been just a wild ride, man. And it started at Dreamin in Color with the whole declaration thing, and it was like, hey, you want to sync up, do a podcast? All right, let's go for it. So immediately jumped in, had like eight PowerPoint slides about episodes and all this other stuff, and lo and behold, Slack deleted the whole thing. No, Google deleted the whole thing. So after all that work, we say, you know what? Let's just get to doing. Let's kick it off. Let's go with it and just let it flow. And I think that kind of helped ease some of that tension, with being in front of the screen, in front of the camera. So yeah, but where it is now, just the looking back over however many weeks, 7 episodes, man, it has been quite the learning experience, and it has been fun. It really
Yeah,
has. It has been
yeah.
fun. So definitely excited, that we've pretty much putting one season under our belt, but I'm overly excited about, going into that next season, that season 2, so which, by the way,
I am too.
we got some pretty good stuff lined up for season 2, so
We do. I'm excited about continuing our own saga and what we're doing and what we're learning. But I'm also excited about bringing in people that we're going to interview and talk to them and learn about them and have their different perspectives added to it too. That's going to be a cool thing to do, I think.
yeah, and it's going to be a wide variety too. We're going to have some Salesforce veterans, we're going to have some Salesforce newbies, we're going to have folks that aren't even in the ecosystem come on and just share their story and experience, of working with Salesforce. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yep. So that's season 2. But now that that's out the way, let's talk about what's been going on in Salesforce. So you have a
Yeah.
Salesforce update for us, Ted. We know last time we talked about it, you found that invisible object, you grabbed it, slammed it, kicked it under a desk, never to be heard from again. So what else is happening?
Well, I talked about that other certification, the business analyst that I
Hmm.
wanted to go after. And I'm happy to report that I took and passed the exam.
The
So
what?
yeah, so I now am business analyst certified in the Salesforce world. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ted, look, the way that you are knocking these things out, man, you're going to have to give the secret sauce. You're going to have to give the secret sauce.
I think I will. That's a good segue because the other thing in the Salesforce world that I've been working on is putting
Hmm.
together another session proposal for Dreamin in Color in June. So we talked last episode about a secret one that you'd put together, and then one that we'd put together ourselves about the podcast and that
Hmm.
thing. Um, but I just submitted one that Jay and I are going to partner on. Hopefully, get you can do the wink thing now. That hopefully gets accepted. Wink, wink,
Yeah.
wink. That's on like on a strategy to take these certification exams. So
Hmm.
I've taken a few of them now, and all different topics, and some of them are specific to being an admin or a designer of some sort, and
Hmm.
others are more like the AI associate one or this business analyst one. But I think there's a pattern. I think there's a strategy that you
Hmm.
can apply. There's a way to kind of organize yourself and stay motivated and stay focused. And so I'm excited to share that secret sauce as a session if we get selected. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Look,
anyway.
hey, I think that that'll be an excellent session to select Dreaming in Color speaker committee. Especially considering, it's the top, one of the things that they're focusing on is dare to do, right?
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
you're
yeah,
enabling folks to do,
yeah.
by sharing that secret sauce. So,
Yeah, so I'd like to, and some of it is just like having having some way to hold yourself accountable. And so
mhm,
I set a goal years ago to try to earn one certification a year,
mhm,
and I did that for a couple years, and then I didn't do it. I didn't have really a partner. I didn't have there was something that was missing that I wasn't able to do it,
mhm,
and I tried to pick that up in recent years, and I was somewhat successful. But what really has helped me has been partnering with you and
mm,
our conversations and the work that we're doing together, because it gives me that sense of accountability and it
yeah.
motivates me to do it, to put in the time, to find the time, and to do those things. So that's a big part. That's not all of it, but that's a big part of it. So I'm happy to announce that. And
Well,
then also Salesforce wise, I'm really psyched. I'm starting a new project, and the new project got me to dig up this book that I got a few years ago by Matt
mm,
Bertuzzi. who's in the Salesforce space. He's a MVP. I think he's in the MVP Hall of Fame. But I love this book. I love this book so much that I lost it and I bought another copy only to find the other one. So now I have two. But I brought it back up because I'm working a new project at
Mm-hmm.
work that has to do with marketing inside of Salesforce.
Yeah.
And a lot of the concepts of how to do that sort of front end of the funnel are so awesomely laid out by Matt in this
Mm-hmm.
book, that even though, we live in a digital world and this is paper, these concepts are still the same. So even if Salesforce evolves and turns into, a new thing over time, which it is always doing,
Mm-hmm.
good thought, good logic, and an approach, and good reasoning as to why you're making the decisions, that doesn't go away. So I actually took my second copy that I had and gave it to a new coworker of mine at work and said, hey, this could really help you, I think. And so hopefully it does. So a big shout out to Matt. So I was able to dig that book up. And then I've been building reports in Salesforce. And so I've dug up another book by another great friend and Salesforce resource, David Carnes. This is his new
Mm-hmm.
book that came out earlier this year on Salesforce reports and dashboards. And I haven't gotten all the way through it yet. It's pretty thick and it's relatively new, but it again is just laying things out there and giving you the kind of like the logic and the decision making behind using parts of Salesforce. So even
Yeah.
as Salesforce evolves, you can just apply that learning. It reminded me, Jay, of what you said last week about how when you go to school, a lot of times you're learning, you might be going to a certain class to learning one sort of skill, but you're also learning how to learn. And I
Yeah.
think that's what are so good about these books is they help you in that way as well.
Look, man, it's pretty awesome. Some key principles that pretty much just kind of go across the entire Salesforce ecosystem.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's quite the update too, Ted. You got a lot going on, man. And look, you say you were gonna do one cert a year, man. You've done what, 2 or 3 in the past couple months.
Yeah.
If you keep this up, Salesforce is gonna run out of certifications for you to take.
But probably not. But it's a good problem to have, right? Try to chase
Yeah.
those. And in fact, so I was thinking about this. I took a session last year at Dreamin in Color by Asterisk Loftus, and it
Hmm.
was about strategy and design inside of Salesforce. And
Hmm.
I think he said that he's the first Salesforce designer MVP or something really cool like that. Anyway,
Hmm.
his session was really cool and eye opening. And I want to challenge myself that by Dreaming in Color in June, so like 4 or 5 months from now, I want to try to take and earn that strategy designer certification before Dreaming in Color. So if Asterisk comes back, I can go up to him and tell him, "Hey, you inspired me last time, and
Hmm.
I went out and earned that cert." So that's my new challenge is to try to go after that one. So
Ted, you killing it. You making me feel horrible.
yeah,
Horrible, my God. You are knocking down certs like it's nobody business. But look, congrats, man. Keep on killing it. It makes for good content. And plus, you're living proof that you have the sauce that can help folks with taking these certifications, not only taking them to pass it, but a surefire way that you're absorbing what you're reading, you're absorbing what you're learning. So, yeah, hopefully that session
hope
gets
so.
accepted and we can share some of that groundbreaking knowledge with other folks who may be looking to, acquire some additional certifications.
I hope
Yeah.
so. And speaking of, you were talking in last episode about what you're going to do. So let's get your update.
Yeah. Date selected, March 17th. That is a
Yes.
special day. That is a special day. Not only will I be passing the Salesforce Admin Exam, if I can take it on the 17th, which I do plan to do so, but I'll also be turning 1 year older as well. So yes, that'll be a pretty nice birthday present for the tallest leprechaun that anyone knows. And I have not forgotten, Ted. I want to say it was episode 1 or 2. I said when I passed that thing,
Yep.
I'm have me a monitor. Smash the monitor. Just that's gonna be kind of my victory dance.
Yeah,
So I'll be sure to try and get try and get some footage of that and share it with our viewers. Hopefully it'll get a good laugh. But
absolutely.
that's the focus. And not too long after taking the admin exam, I do plan on completing the associate cert
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
I want to go into Dreaming in Color with those two certs under my belt.
Yep.
So that way, when folks see the outgoing guy again and say, "Hey, did you get those certs?" I'm gonna have my little sticker, badge, or pin on saying, "I
Right.
did what I said I would do." You
Yeah.
know. So,
We got to get a
take the first-
T-shirt for that one or something.
yeah, look,
Yeah.
Salesforce. I did what I said I would do.
That's right.
Trademark pending on that, Ted. We like that little slogan right there. But yeah, that's kind of where I am on my Salesforce update. Date selected. I'm going in to kick butt, take names,
I love
and
it.
those updates will be shared.
I love it.
So yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's kind of the Salesforce side of it. Now we touched briefly on some of the topics, right? That have been submitted. Ted, you mentioned the surefire way to pass a cert. We
Yep.
also have the one on how we met in the podcast, Daring to Do,
Yep.
and a third one that I put in an abstract for, which is around artificial intelligence and machine learning
Mm.
and some of the biases that come along with that.
Mm.
With Chat GPT, large language models becoming the hot new thing, right? Across several
Yeah.
industries, they're looking for ways to implement that, save costs, some in customer facing type areas. So it's important that if that is the direction that folks are going, that those algorithms aren't biased
Yeah.
towards certain groups, ethnic, otherwise, right? So I definitely want to kind of cover a session on that. Hopefully it gets selected. If not, may just put it together and upload it as a not necessarily an episode, but just kind of a learning session on the channel. So folks
Yeah.
can kind of tune in to take a look at that.
Well, that would be an interesting topic. When I took the studied for and took the trailheads and stuff for the AI associate
Mm-hmm.
exam, that was a really big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The ethics around AI and especially in the bias as it's being built,
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
those algorithms and so forth work. So I am absolutely furthest thing from an expert or anything on that topic, but I think it's a super important and interesting topic, and that could be a good discussion point. Maybe that's somebody too, where we can bring in someone that knows some things about it and can kind of
Yeah.
talk about it
Yeah.
from their perspective. Maybe someone that's done that, worked in that realm, like either in the Salesforce world or not. Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, that'll be awesome. Can touch on some supervised and unsupervised learning patterns, things like that. So I'll pull something together. We'll have that conversation. It's going to be fun. We'll also take
Yeah.
a look at some use cases where, like certain AI was implemented and that bias came up, like it surfaced. So
Right.
yeah, I think that it'll be a good thing to cover. So with that being said, like I say, season 1, episode 8. Throw that to the side. Ted, anything interesting happening outside of Salesforce, my friend?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. My son and I went to go see a concert last week. A great band called Dinosaur Jr.
Mm.
And that was local here in Portland. We've seen them before. They've been around for a while. So we just don't go to jazz shows and hip hop shows. We go to rock and roll shows and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that too. We're kind of all over the place. That was kind of fun. And then I've also been reading this this book by Art Pepper and his wife
Mm.
Lori. Art Pepper is a saxophone player from California back in the 50s, and he played with great people like Dexter Gordon and Charles Mingus growing up in California.
Mm-hmm.
But he also had a really tough life and a lot of challenges. And in this book is as a biography, and it goes through a lot of those challenges, including like going to jail and having drug problems and stuff like that. So I'm interested in reading that book, and I've
Mm-hmm.
started that. So that's going on. And I was able to babysit my nephew last night. so that was really awesome. He's 2 years old. So shout out to Norm. It's been a little while. My kids are 16 and 17, so it was pretty
Mm.
awesome to spend time with a 2-year-old and sing some nursery rhymes and things like that. It was good. Yeah. What
Oh
about
man,
you? What's going on?
look, first off, that's awesome that you got to babysit a 2-year-old. I have the privilege of babysitting a 2-year-old every day. I have a little one. She is 2, and when I say dad is wrapped around her finger, Ted, it's bad. It's bad. I have no defenses,
Right.
against her little 2-year-old powers. But this past weekend I did take a trip, went out to Broken Bow, Oklahoma.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
What did what
stayed
did
in
you
the
do out
cabin.
there, Jay?
Oh, Ted, that is a nice horse. It's funny you would ask. Look, I am still aching because one of the things that I did do was a 2-hour horseback ride in the hills.
Wow.
Now, mind you, I'm a city boy. I'm from the city. I have ridden a horse before. I had a friend who stayed out in the country, ridden a horse. Wasn't a long ride. It's like, hey, get on the horse. We riding
Yep.
through a trail. I trot a little bit. Probably about 30 minutes. I'm off the horse. Horse is back in the stable. We're good to go. This time it was 2 hours. The terrain was not nearly as flat. And I don't know how that was the primary mode of transportation back in the G. Look, for the life, I wouldn't have made it. Ted, I would not have made it. First, look, long as the horse was walking slowly, we were good. But like I
Yep.
said, we were in the hills, so you got to go down and go up, man. The horse wanted to run all the time, and I'm holding on to that thing
Really?
with the grip of Midas, like for dear life. But it was
Yeah.
fun, and I strongly recommended it to anyone who hadn't ridden a horse before. See if
Yep.
there's a place like around where you stay or nearby that allows you to do like the horseback riding.
Yep.
Highly recommended. Have fun. You're gonna be sore for a couple days. Let's just throw that out there. I don't want to
Sure.
set no false expectations. You're gonna be sore, but it was worth it, and it
Oh,
was
that's
fun.
awesome.
In addition to that, another thing we did was zip lining.
Oh
So I
wow.
did get an opportunity to take a video of that, and I'll probably upload it to the channel for those of you who want to see it. I may drop it in the video. It's short, But
Yep.
we done six different lines. It was pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Like I said, I like to meet people, so I'm relatively friendly. And one of the instructors took it upon herself to do a little joke on me, Ted.
Oh.
She did a joke on me. A
You
prank.
deserve
I'm
it.
sorry, not a joke.
What'd she
A
do?
prank.
What?
I don't look. I get up there. She
Yep.
clicked my thing in, right? Say, you ready to go? I say, I'm good to go. Say, all right, you can zip. I go to zip. The moment she say, hold up, wait. I'm already full zip, Ted. I was full zip. I'm like, I'm just gonna fall. Like they're gonna find me like this, like the mango. But she's over there, she's laughing. The guy on the other side, you hear it through the radio, and like I know he was terrified. I was just look, I came to terms with it. Like I'm just gonna land on the ground. They're gonna find me. I'm gonna be broken up. I'm gonna have to do the podcast from a hospital bed. So be it, But I
What?
was already gone, man. Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh. And you kept doing it. You did six of them?
yeah, 6 zips. The last one was about, I think the guy said a quarter mile or so. It was pretty long because we went
Yeah.
over a lake. So I'm going over a lake
Wait a
one
minute.
hand.
Wait, well,
with
hold
the
on. You just
selfie.
said that you zipped on like one zip for a quarter mile?
I think it was about a quarter mile, about 4 blocks. It was long. It was
Wow. So
I
what
hope
what
it
did
was
you
a
what
quarter.
did you do with the horse when you were ziplining? Did you just like squeeze your legs together and take the horse
Yeah,
with
so it
you?
wouldn't fall off. If
Yeah.
that horse fell off, I was in big trouble, No. And one last look, it was just an awesome trip. Not to kind of belabor it, but we done another thing where we rode these battery powered cars up in the mountains. That was pretty cool. We ate at an actual saloon. Yeah, a saloon. No cowboys, but it was definitely a saloon. Um,
Dang.
a lot of coffee and ice cream. So yeah, it was a pretty good trip. But that was kind of my weekend, my
Well,
4-day weekend.
get
Yep.
a sarsaparilla in that
Not
saloon.
look, no. It was,
It
but
was not
look, it was a good
sarsaparilla.
trip. No.
Wow, man,
But
I've never done anything like that. That sounds really awesome. I gotta
so
put
Ted,
that on the list.
Yeah, put it on the list. Put it on the list, man. I want to see pictures horseback riding. I'm telling you, it is it is quite it is quite fun.
All
And
right. I'll consider
don't
it. I'm not going to commit. I'm not going to commit that
Ted,
quickly, but I'll consider it.
you're gonna consider it. Look, we committers. We don't consider, we commit, Ted. Commit.
You know what? You know what I'll commit to. I'll tell you what
Yeah.
I'll commit to. A friend of mine used to live outside of New Orleans, and
Mhm.
I've never been to New Orleans, and so I'm so much looking forward to going there for Dreamin' in Color this year. But he said one thing I should do while I'm down there is try to go on a tour of different po' boy restaurants and just kind of go around and taste as many as you can and just spend like an afternoon, just sampling the wares. So I'll commit to that. And you, if,
Now look, Ted, as you know, I'm from New Orleans. I know where the real po' boy spots are, not the
okay,
fancy restaurant po' boy spots,
yeah,
but
no, we
the
don't want
real po'
that.
boy spots. So
Yeah,
I'll take you to a place that is known for like having some of the best po' boys.
that'll be maybe that's what we should do our first like on location podcast at a po' boy restaurant in New Orleans. Jay and Ted Salesforce Saga. We could be onto
Po'
something
boy
there.
edition.
Yeah, exactly.
All
I
right.
think we're onto something.
Okay, look, that sounds like a plan. But look, I know that we're at time. This is the end of season 1. It's episode 8. We'll get it posted. We just want to take the time to thank everyone who tuned in to watch us talk about Salesforce, non-Salesforce things, the throes of life. Hopefully you got something out of it. You enjoyed, the 8 episodes, at least 1 out of the 8. And you'll be tuning in for season 2. So
Yeah, thank you so much, and very much looking forward to season 2. And thank you, Jay. This has been a great season.
yeah, thank you, sir. And with that being said, see y'all in season 2. And Ted out.
We're out.